you ever since, spitting truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast, like a punch right to your face. College sports villain, taking it over the place. I'll bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain. Well, I wear that badge with pride. Nothing but secrets they try to hide. I'm rocking my veins, rebellious to the core. I won't back down, won't take it anymore. The bad guy of the podcast world, that's me. Unleashing the truth, setting it all free. Unleashing the truth.
Welcome to Villains, the podcast, man. We got a great show. Of course, we got entertainment, food. Got some really cool sports stuff coming up. We got special guests. We got normal guests. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Welcome back, Chris. Back fresh from your, I did not tell people your business, but I'm glad you're doing better.
Yep. Last Monday of last week on the 13th, I had a spinal fusion done. This is my first show back on the airwaves since then, but I had to come a little prepared tonight with my dark sage because Vanderbilt's not used to all these bright lights and entertainment going around, so I got to protect my eyes a little bit. The lights are getting a little too bright.
Oh, for sure. I love it. So let's continue on.
We're creatures of habit. We can't live without it. We don't have to answer to anyone. We're chasing the rabbit like creatures of habit, and no one else knows where we're coming from. And nothing.
All right. Terry, how we doing?
Good. Glad to see you back, Chris. Glad to see you doing better. Wishing you a speedy recovery. I know it's going to be a long journey, but wishing you all the best with that.
Yeah, I still feel it every once in a while. I still get sore, very sore every day, but I'm doing what I can. Sitting here talking doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
That's good. So, without further ado, Emily, how are we doing? You're on mute, by the way.
Yeah, I know. The boys started getting rowdy.
Imagine that. What's that?
I said, we're good.
Excellent. So, what is going on, James?
Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby, and it's almost Friday.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Which means No Mercy Sports tomorrow.
Yeah, you know.
I'm hoping to catch the end. I do close tomorrow. Next Friday, though, I do open. So I will definitely be on next week. And I think I open the Friday after that, too. So
Hell yeah, dude.
I have a couple of weeks in because I love No Mercy Sports. I love to talk all sports, but I like to do it on y'all's show. I like y'all to, this is what I'm seeing, because, you know, I already know all my own answers. So when I come over there and you ask questions, I have to think about it on the spot. And plus, I like doing food and stuff like we do on the show. Like I really do. It's fun times. So we are going to get started. I'm making sure everything's shared here. I got a special guest coming. Y'all all know him, JT. He'll be there. We're going to do a quick segment with him about something, and then we will go from there. So let us start out with the FAFO. I just thought it was cute. Sue me. I absolutely love. I don't know why I love that so much, but I saw that I was like, man, that is so good.
That dog was like, I beg your finest pardon, sir.
Right.
It really did. It was like a British dog. He's like, excuse me, governor.
I'm sleeping here.
It definitely did not turn out to be what it looked like it was going to be when he first walked up to it. I'm sure it shocked him a little bit.
Like, you fucking twat, you woke me from my slumber.
I thought it was a sheep laying there.
Yeah, he thought it was a sheep too. He took a little bite and then all of a sudden this big massive dog. That was a big dog that was bigger than the damn wolf. So that's how you know it was AI. But still cute. Let us start right off the bat, just punch you in the gut.
Yes.
Pick your favorite one here, Chris.
I'm going to go Edward Scissorhands.
Okay. That's certainly that was a really good movie. I'm not a big Tim Burton guy, but I did enjoy the movie. James.
Over the years I've grown to become liking Hocus Pocus, but I'm gonna go with the slept on one here and go with Beetlejuice.
Okay. Another Tim Burton classic. I did like Beetlejuice though. The first time I watched it, it's not something I could watch over and over and over. But I did enjoy it. Terry.
Yeah, hands down, it's not even close for me. I'm going with Beetlejuice. It's something I could probably watch every Halloween. Make it like a tradition thing, like the pumpkin patch.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. Before we go to Emily, I just want to let everybody know this time next week we will be doing the Halloween show. So it will be Halloween themed. I mean, we're talking about Halloween food, Halloween entertainment. We're going to do movies. We're going to do music. Like everybody, if you can, wear a little costume. Emily's making ours, so that's really cool. But yeah, we'll continue on. I'm so excited about the Halloween show. Like we get to just do spooky stuff. And I know Emily likes that, and I know James likes that. So Emily, pick your favorite one.
No, I don't know. I may surprise you, but I am going with Casper.
Casper?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I couldn't agree more. Casper is the superior movie on this list. One of my favorite movies when I was younger was this Casper movie with Christina Ricci and like you have Casper there and he's like, "Can I keep you?" Like it's a memorable movie and I really loved it. Casper for me. But you know how this game goes, Chris. Eliminate one.
So for me, there's only a few Disney movies that I really, really enjoyed. And Hocus Pocus wasn't one of them, so I'm going to get rid of Hocus Pocus.
Wow. I mean, wow. I like Hocus Pocus. But I certainly understand why you would say that. It is an acquired taste for sure in that movie. James.
Yeah, I mean, much like you said, some movies are definitely an acquired taste, and I saw Edward Scissorhands one time, and just it wasn't the movie for me.
I got you. Terry.
See, this is where the tough part is because I do like all four, so I guess I would have to go with the one I like the least, and in this case, I would pick Hocus Pocus.
Ooh, 2 for Hocus Pocus. Emily.
Yes. So like for real, I'm a big like Johnny Depp fan and all, but like Edward Scissorhands would get the fuck out of here for this.
Damn.
You know what? Though? I agree with y'all. I agree with y'all. Edward Scissorhands can kick all the rocks. I did not really enjoy that movie at all. That's why I was trying not to spoil it earlier when you said I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna keep it. No, Edward Scissorhands is an ass movie, man. Like it is this cult classic that people love, and it really fucking sucks. Like it's just a terrible movie, man. I love Hocus Pocus. I mean, I'm going Casper Hocus Pocus 1 too. I'll be honest with you. Beetlejuice was okay, but Hocus Pocus was the shit. I love Hocus Pocus.
Plus, props to the people that made Casper having that kind of like CGI in the 90s.
Oh yeah, Bill, just fantastic movie.
It all started with Toy Story.
Yep.
Still one of my favorite all times.
Oh, absolutely. Stacked.
Hold that thought.
I know I'm being used. It's okay because I like the abuse. I know playing with me. That's okay because I got no self-esteem. Oh, yeah, yeah, oh,
All righty, JT, what is going on?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing, man?
Good, good. So, before we move on, because like it's your segment time, so it's perfect timing. What's your favorite one here?
Do you think I watched any of them?
I don't know.
Uh,
Most people would have.
I'd probably go with I've never watched Hocus Pocus because I don't want to lose my man card, so I didn't watch that. I would say it would be Beetlejuice, man. Michael Keaton, and I like that one.
I got you. I mean, Beetlejuice, okay. I don't hate it.
Hey, so right quick, sorry to interrupt. Breaking news: the SEC ref Ken Williamson that called the Georgia Auburn game has been suspended for the season.
Yeah, that happened yesterday.
Yeah,
Damn.
that happened yesterday. But ESPN just reported it. I tell you what,
I got the update from Yahoo Sports.
I didn't believe it at first because I've never heard of Yellowhammer Sports, and they're the ones who broke the story. And I was like, nah. I was like, I'll believe it when ESPN pops it out, and then bam, it was there. I was like, okay.
Yeah, if it's ESPN or Yahoo Sports, then you know it's serious.
For sure. All right, JT. I got the segment that I want you to be on, and then we're going to do a question, and then, of course, we'll let you roll because I know you don't have a lot of time. So I just want you to hang out for this little bit. All right. So,
all right, man.
What I'm about to discuss real quick, JT, is all right. So Pitt is 5-2, right? I invited you on here specifically for this because I'm looking into Pitt at this point, which I told you before the season. You can attest. I think Pitt's going to be really good. I mean, I do. And so I'm looking at it. So Pitt's 5-2 and unranked, and that's a damn shame because there are some ranked teams in there that should not be ranked. That's crazy talk. They beat the absolute dog piss out of Duquesne. They beat the absolute dog piss out of Central Michigan. They lost to West Virginia in the strangest game of the year, in my opinion. Lost to Louisville, but had them on the ropes. So it was a good one. And then turned around and beat the dog piss out of Boston College, and then beat Florida State, and then beat Syracuse. Tell me, JT, that's a pretty good resume because we're seeing that the ACC was much better than we thought it was going to be. Like they are deeper than we thought. So give me one reason why a 5-2 Pitt team on this kind of run right now wouldn't be ranked.
I think it's some 2 losses at the beginning of the year, but I mean they should be 7-0. I know about 5 minutes left in the game, they had to get a first down. They couldn't get a first down, and West Virginia came back and won that game. And then Louisville, they had them into the fourth quarter. I think it's just I think people just don't trust them. I mean, I think there's some hype now because Mason Heichel might be he's in the top 3 freshman quarterback in the country. He's good. He's he makes plays happen. He'll make some mistakes. He's a freshman quarterback, but man, he's good. He's exciting. You're not going to see Eli Holstein again. This kid's legit. Desmond Reed's been hurt, and they still keep winning. If Reed comes back 100%, this offense is as good as anybody in the ACC.
So I'm going to tell you the 5 teams above them real quick. You've got Cincinnati, which is a good story. You've got Texas. They beat Oklahoma, but they got 2 strange losses. Illinois. Pitt's a better team than Illinois right now. You can't convince me different because Pitt should be 7-0, and that's a fact. Should have never lost to West Virginia. Better than Arizona State. Michigan, we don't know what Michigan team's going to show up. They are definitely Jekyll and Hyde. But you can't convince me all 5 of them teams are better than Pitt right now. And that's what matters. That's why rankings come out every week, because that's where you are right now. I
think too they lost their. I think people are still looking at what they did last year. They started off real good. They lost their last 5 games last year.
Yes.
Down the stretch. I think it's going to take a little bit of time. I think if they should storm NC State Saturday. They should crush them. I think then if they could do that, I'd go 6-2. I mean, there's no reason Pitt can't be there at the end of the ACC. I mean, we know about Clemson. We know about there's only like Virginia is a good story, but I think Pitt can handle with them. Pitt's got that kind of defense that they blitz all the time. Their linebackers are about the best in the country. They have a ton of injuries right now though too. Pitt. I think they have like 14 injuries on both sides of the ball, and that's including Desmond Reed. But I mean, I wouldn't want to play Pitt. Put it that way. Put it this way: when I go to a Pitt game in the media and they're playing like a team like I'm going Saturday, they play NC State, I'm gonna be like, oh man, because that's the kind of game we lose. But if we're playing a team like Florida State, Clemson, it seems like Pitt always gives the better teams better games for some reason. It's almost like the Steelers. It's like Pittsburgh thing, I guess, because Steelers can't beat the Jets, or we have trouble against the weak teams, but we can. We can hang with the better teams. So, and then the Bengals beat us for crap's sake. So
I will tell you, and I think Chris would agree, Pitt kind of has that reputation of playing to competition. We've seen that since 2016 when they beat Clemson. At least 9 years, I've noticed that with Pitt. Like, they're going to go toe-to-toe with Bama to the end, but they're going to fuck around and lose to Syracuse. I have noticed that trend as well. You brought that up, and you're right. You're absolutely right. They play to competition. West Virginia, they should have crushed West Virginia.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Could have. Like, it makes no sense they lose that game. But I don't know, man. If they win this week, NC State's a decent team, I guess. If they win this week, 6-2, they should be ranked. But
I'm not going to argue with you on that. I mean, I think they could be a 25-24 kind of team, but I think us as Pittsburgh fans don't really buy into the ranking too much for them, because last year they were, I think, as high as 15 or 16, maybe even a little bit higher than that during the season, and it all went downhill. So, but I can see them being a top 25 team. There's no doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
I think part of the problem, I think some of the voters are holding it over Pitt's head that they've lost Eli Holstein, they've lost Desmond Ridder for a while. But I agree, Pitt should be ranked. I also think Navy, who is 6-0, should be ranked. I think they might even be 7-0 for that matter. They should be ranked. How does Illinois move up into the top 25 without even playing a game? That's the biggest one I have a complaint about. And Texas has no business in the top 25.
No.
Well, Chris, I said the same thing. I'm like, tell me how Illinois deserves to be in here and Pitt's not a better team than them right now. That's fucking crazy talk.
Pitt didn't get beat. Pitt didn't get beat by 53 points.
That's right. Indiana beat them down. Indiana's a really good team. Last year, I was like, Indiana's going to go to the playoffs and fizzle out, and they did exactly what I say. Indiana's not an easy out this year. Like,
No.
Indiana's for real this year.
You talked about Arizona State. I mean, the only case I could see if they're making something for it is the fact that they beat Texas Tech in Lubbock.
Now, I get it. Texas Tech was a big win for them, but look at their losses. They're strange losses too, to me, and it mirrors Pitt. I guess because it's one of those "what have you done for me lately" mentalities, and they just beat Texas Tech, and yeah, I mean I understand that. But Virginia, you said earlier, JT, Virginia. You weren't really sold on. I think Virginia is a very good team. I think the ACC is deeper than we thought. I think the ACC is better than we thought, and I think we're seeing an emergence for what the NIL is doing for the ACC. Same thing Swapper's been talking about this whole time. Hey, you're fixing to see something here, so hang with us. And we're, and I think we're seeing that now. I think that's why Florida State got off to a hot start. Alabama would beat them by 30 now, but then the depth started to die. They got injuries, and that's what Mike Norvell doesn't do. We know that he doesn't have depth. He has great frontline guys, but he has no depth. It's been that way for years for him. And then now they started getting a few injuries, and they start getting beat, like strangely beat.
Not that it's a big deal, but that game was at Arizona State, Terry, because I was looking at my top 25. I was getting I thought maybe I typed it up wrong, but they played at Arizona State this past weekend.
Yes.
I actually had Arizona State picked in that game just because they had the experience factor of doing what they did last year. They had a more experienced quarterback in Sam Leavitt, and it was new territory for Texas Tech to be stepping into in that game. So I actually had Arizona State picked in that game.
There's 6 undefeated teams, right? We got Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia Tech, BYU, and Navy. That's the 6 teams that are left that are undefeated. And I mean, can anybody see anybody beating? Can anybody beat Ohio State? That's my question. I think Alabama might be the only team that can do it.
So, I mean, and we're going to get into that, but I'll go ahead and spoil a little bit because I know you said you couldn't stay the whole time. I think Alabama's the best team in the country. I think
the way they played the last 4 weeks, absolutely.
I mean, what it started. Let me tell you, because this is actually going to transition into what I wanted you to do before you left, JT. So this is perfect. So I think Alabama's playing the best football in the country. I think Alabama could beat Ohio State. So 4 weeks ago, Alabama went at night at Georgia, right? And Ty Simpson, that was his Heisman game. He's on the road at night in one of the most hostile environments ever. He's fucking throwing dimes, bro. He is throwing like 40, 50-yard dimes in that game with all the Georgia crowd. And then he's taking off run. Like, Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in the country. He's leading the Heisman race for me. I think he's the best player in the country. I watch him play every week because my wife, Emily, is an Alabama fan. So I watch them every week because, I love my wife, right? So when I'm watching this kid play 4 ranked opponents in a row, and he's just out there. He's the clear favorite to me. Like, this motherfucker is out there scary. So the subject is who's leading the Heisman race right now. We'll go to Chris next.
So I have a top 4. I'll just do my whole top 5. I got Ty Simpson 1. I got Pavia at 2. I have Mendoza at 3. I have Marcel Reed at 4. And I have Blake Horvath from Navy at 5.
I actually have Marcel Reed at 2. What he's been doing, especially in that Arkansas game, and that dude can play. But so we both have Ty Simpson at number 1. James, who's leading the Heisman race right now?
Yeah, I gotta completely agree that it's Ty Simpson. The fact that this dude really went into one of the most hostile environments in the SEC and was dropping dimes on them, and especially when you got a team like Georgia, who we all favored to win the SEC, and he just goes in there and was like, "Hey, don't forget who the real Papa is."
I picked Georgia to win the SEC. I sure did.
Yeah,
so did I.
I thought they were that good. JT, who leads the Heisman race right now?
I actually think it's a story this year. I think Pavia is going to win it, man. I think he's got, especially if Vanderbilt keeps winning. I think it's like it's the closest thing I remember, like the Johnny Manziel kind of season. Just like there's a lot of excitement there, and I think he wins it. I think if you look at the numbers, I know. Okay, Simpson had a great game against Georgia. I get it, but they look at numbers a lot of times. The numbers are so even in these five quarterbacks. Yards. Nobody's like blowing up the yards. But I think Simpson's right there. But I do think Pavia will, if they win another 1 or 2 games against these ranked teams, I think you give it to them almost like a leadership kind of like, Johnny Manziel kind of thing where he didn't have the best stats, so to speak, but this guy just finds ways to win games. Don't sleep on Jeremiah Love either. I think I think Notre Dame's going to start destroying some teams. I think his yards. I think he's the best running back in the country, hands down. I think the Hardy kid from Missouri is good, but I think he's starting to slow down a little bit. But I'd go Pavia, Simpson. I like Marcel Reed a lot too. That kid's doing, but he's sort of like we know about him, but I think as a whole the media don't really talk about him a lot. So I find it harder. I think the 2 guys are gonna be Pavia or Simpson, just based on the hype you're hearing around the country.
So we compare Johnny Manziel to Pavia because obviously Manziel went to the sideline to see him and all that. And attitude until I saw that press conference you did. I love that by Pavia talking about God and how he needed to be humbled. In attitude, he was like Johnny Manziel. But if we're going to compare Johnny Manziel's game to any quarterback in the SEC, that's Marcel Reed. Like he's out there doing Johnny Manziel things, in my opinion. Like he's just out there kicking ass and. So, but I got Read it too. Emily, is Ty Simpson also your favorite?
You already know the answer.
Yeah. So we got Ty Simpson. Everybody's got him at 1. JT's got him at 2. Terry, who do you have at number 1?
Now, what would you base this kind of stuff on? I know if we're going off of stats, would you go off passing yards, interceptions, QB rating, and
It's a compendium. It's a compendium of all of it. Like your quarterback rating, your yards, your touchdown to interception ratio, win-loss record matters, whether people want to believe that or not. It really does. All that stuff matters.
So right now, number 1, I would probably put Ty Simpson. But look at the quarterbacks here. Like I'm looking at the stats here, and this is according to ESPN. Ty Simpson's number 11 for passing yards. He's tied for 3rd for passing touchdowns. I think he's tied for 3rd for QB rating. For pass yards, Diego Pavia is at number 52. I think he's like 6 or 7 as far as touchdowns thrown, and around the same thing for QB rating. But look at the other one, especially as part of the big schools and who they played. I would probably have to go with Marcel Reed for A&M at number 2. But it's fairly close. That could change in an instant because they're not far off between him and Simpson as far as the stats they're putting up. So that would be my number 1 and 2 because I wouldn't really put Baylor's quarterback in there, even though he leads 4 passing yards and he's top for touchdowns.
Well, it's same thing. Case Keenum when he was at Houston at that time, breaking all these records. He didn't win the Heisman because competition matters. So that's one of those things. Pavia is a feel good story. He really is, especially now that he had that interview the other day that made me like him a lot. Like because I'm not really big on the cocky guys. I don't really like that. But that interview changed my perception of him because he sounded sincere when he said these things. Right. But do I think Pavia is one of the top 3 best players in the country? No, I do not. I don't have him there. Ty Simpson, I think, is clear cut the best. I think Marcel Reed's number 2. Actually, Chris got me watching him. He's before the season started. He's like, you're gonna have to watch this guy. Like, watch him, and then you start watching him. He's really fun to play. Carson Beck played himself out of it with his 4 interception performance. We want his name again. Which 2 of those interceptions, man, that wasn't his fault. That's those. It's 3rd and 18, and you're throwing to the goal line. If they intercept it, so what? It's like a punt. That's how 2 of them were. But the other 2 were just head scratching, and Heisman winners don't make those mistakes in a game like that. They just don't. That's why Carson Beck. That's why he got so much shit at Georgia because of shit like that, and we didn't see it this year until that game. So
And don't forget, the Heisman ain't just based on stats. It's not based on it's based on the whole everything coming in. I mean, Jason White beat Larry Fitzgerald in the Heisman. That's all I can say is like.
Well, stats do matter though. I mean, like it's not the end all be all, but like you can't have somebody who's like, 70th in rushing yards win the Heisman as a running back. Like it's just not done.
So JT brought up Jeremiah Love, who I think is the best running back in the country.
I do too.
That's going to be an interesting game to watch. And I don't know if it's next week or 2 weeks from now. Navy versus Notre Dame. Blake Horvath, Jeremiah Love. Who gets the edge in that game? I fully anticipate Notre Dame winning that game. But if Navy were to somehow upset Notre Dame, you're going to start hearing a lot about Blake Horvath. He actually led the country last year in fantasy points.
I'm going to be honest with you, and I know it's Navy's another feel-good story, but I'm going to tell you the same thing about them this year as last year. They're not going to last even if they were to make it to a playoff.
Right.
And you're going to see that against Notre Dame. Notre Dame's going to beat them down pretty bad just because Notre Dame is that goddamn good. Like they're blue chips everywhere. They're second and third strings blue chips. They got one of the best coaches in the country. I mean, look at their 2 losses. Like they would beat the dog shit out of Miami right now. And Texas A&M's just that damn good. Like it's just one of those things.
Plus, on top of that, Love is easily going to have half as many touches against Navy than he did against USC, but probably around the same yardage too.
Yeah, he's gonna. You're right. He should have about half as many touches. That's gonna be a good game to showcase who they are. Get your second string running back a lot of touches there because if you're controlling that game early and often, there's no need to like send him out there and get a stupid injury and you're up by 21 in the third quarter. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be careful.
I definitely got Love as a dark horse for the Heisman for sure, especially after his game against USC.
I mean, Travis Hunter was a one-off. This is a quarterback award. Let's just call it what it is. But I love running back. I like when I play football, like I run the ball. I only pass when it's 3rd and 4 or more. That's the only time I pass. Like, so if you ever play me online, I'm finna run it down your throat. I'm just telling you.
Old Nebraska.
When I was a kid, I loved Tommy Frazier and I loved Barry Sanders. Those were my 2 favorite athletes when I was a kid, besides Dale Murphy, who was my super favorite. But them 2 and running the ball, it made me fall in love with football. Running the ball is more fun than watching them air raid around. I mean, I can do either. But like when you got somebody out there ground and pound and running the ball, that shit is awesome. Man, we only going to score 24 points, but we going to keep the ball fucking 42 minutes. What you going to do about it? That's what Nebraska did to those motherfuckers for all those years. They just kept the ball the whole damn game.
Hell, that's why I love the 07 and 2011 Giants, because they had Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs, and it was straight ground and pound type football. You had Ahmad Bradshaw, who was a quick but also like very durable guy who could run through blockers. And then you had Brandon Jacobs, whether it was like 3rd and 5, 4th and 1, you knew this dude was going to get the first down 9 times out of 10, and this dude was taking bodies with him either way.
So these guys what I like the Steelers from the 70s through. That's all the Steelers did from about 20 years for a while.
Imagine
Rocky Blyer, man. That dude was a beast.
Franco Harris. I mean, it's all he did was pound, and I mean, so Big Ben was like the first time we really had a guy that, wanted to pass the ball. I mean, Bradshaw was good, but
yeah. And then he had Roethlisberger had Bettis like towards the end of his career, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the bus.
The bus.
I was just a little too young because Barry Sanders was already in the NFL by the time I remember. But could you imagine? I mean, I wish, like Chris and JT, you probably got to see it watching Oklahoma State back in those days with Thurman Thomas and Barry Sanders in the backfield. I bet that shit was nasty. I wish I could have lived that.
He was getting 300 yards in games and stuff. It was just ridiculous.
My introduction to Barry Sanders at Oklahoma State. Okay. As a boy growing up in Southwest Iowa, I was big into Nebraska football at that time. Mike Rozier, Tom Rathman, Dubose, all those cats. Turner Gill, Irving Fryer, they was just beating people like 70-7. They beat Minnesota and turn around the next week and go to Kansas and beat them 77-20. I mean, they were just steamrolling people. So me being a little smart little whippersnapper that I was, made a bunch of $1 bets with people. I'll take Nebraska by 40 over Oklahoma State. Next thing you know, it's in the fourth quarter. Nebraska's winning 14-10, and Barry Sanders has got like 250 yards rushing. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I lost all my money. Yeah, that's definitely a memory that I'll never forget.
We just show your age by saying whippersnapper.
Right.
And you bet $1.
Yeah.
And that's when $1 meant something too.
It did.
So even when I was a kid, man, you would go the Whopper combo upsize for $2.99. Now that shit's $11, man. That's
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Man.
like I've been saying, what you could get on the McDonald's menu back in the 90s is what a meal at McDonald's would cost today.
Yeah, you're right.
Like you could literally get the entire McDonald's menu and it would come out to what a meal costs today.
Pretty much.
It's crazy.
That's with the supersized fries and drinks.
But that's probably not true, but it's probably not far off because like you could get a McDonald's cheeseburger for 39 cents. You could get a Big Mac for 69 cents. Like you could get a lot of shit for fucking $12 back then. You think the whole family.
It was like $3 when I was a kid.
A plain old hamburger for 39 cents and two cheeseburgers for $1.
Yep.
Or it was 2 cheeseburgers for 89 cents for a while. I remember.
I used to-
You feed a family of 4.
I used to pay at McDonald's with change. Like go in with like
Yes.
like
Me too.
Dude, I remember being in high school and just trying to find all the quarters I could and just go in and be like, yeah, let me get 5 double cheeseburgers. Okay,
Right.
$5.
to
you
this day, quarters are the most exciting money in the world. I love quarters. You can't use them no more, but when I used to get my handful of quarters, I used to just go to town with them, man.
Me too. Arcades and gumball machines and
Gumbo and I mean anything.
You're at
man.
school, use it at the pencil machine
So-
to get the pencil with the metallic painting and stuff on it.
Yep.
So I know Terry and JT will get this, but all these young people today playing beer pong. What? No. We used to play quarters. Take that quarter and bounce it and try and get in the cup. There you go. And it wasn't a red Solo cup either. It was a shot glass you had to get the quarter in.
Hey, I thank God for Beer Fest for showing me all those games.
You know what, Chris? You said you know Terry and JT. Like, I'm like 2 years older than Terry, right?
I did not realize that.
Oh, yeah.
I know my Peninsula hairline might say otherwise, but
Yeah, I'm a few years older than Terry, actually.
Yeah, quarter. You used to play quarters and not beer pong.
Look, I look really young and I have like this really cool skin because my 44-year-old fat ass never went out in the sun ever. Like, I don't go out in the sun. I never went out in the sun as a kid, and I'm not fucking going out as an adult.
Fair enough.
The sun.
I mean, that's
Like
all
the
it was in Kuwait was sun and sand.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did not go to Kuwait. By the
I
way,
know.
shout out to the 37 people watching. JT, you got time to do one more before you leave?
Yeah, let's go, man. Can I tell the people out there, www.sportsbible.com, follow me, man. Get out there and got some articles coming and different things like that. So, but I could stay for one more, man. I'm just exhausted. It's my last. I got 2 more weeks of getting up at 4:15 in the morning, and then I'm getting back to a normal shift. So
I got you.
nighttime will be easier for me.
All right, so we'll do a quick one then. We'll do a quick one because we still. All right, pick not one that has to go. Pick your favorite one, Chris. Because I'm
Dear
on
God.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna have to. I can't even remember. You know how old I am.
I know.
I can't even remember the name of it, but the one in the top right corner with the fat dude and the flat
Recess.
top. Yeah, I'll take that one.
Is that Fat Albert?
Recess? No, that's Recess.
I don't even know what that is, man.
That's what
Yeah,
you're
you-
picking
and
to
y'all
get
might
rid of
not.
or keep.
No, we're keeping them here. James.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Recess as well. I mean, like the way that show was panned out, even the lessons that I was learning as a kid, all the urban legends I was hearing, I was like, God damn! I wonder if I eat carrots, that will my skin actually turn orange?
Yeah, I mean, like I did enjoy Recess. I did. Terry.
I'm keeping. It's a toss up between Darkwing Duck or Gargoyles.
Well, which one are you keeping?
I'll go. I watched. I think I'll go with Darkwing Duck.
Okay. No crazy talk there. Emily.
I am going with Gargoyles.
Let's go.
No crazy talk at all. JT, do you know any of these?
I think I might have watched the bottom left-hand corner a couple times. What was that called again?
Ed, and Eddie.
Oh yeah, I'll take Ed, and Eddie, man. I watched that shit. I did. That's when I was smoking weed. I was cool. That was a cool show. That was good. That was a good show.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so we'll finish this with elimination. Then I'll ask one question of you, JT, and I'll let you go.
Right,
it'll be just to you. Chris, eliminate one.
I don't ever remember watching this duck thing, so it's got to go.
All right. So I knew you were going to say that. So now I'm going to tell you my favorite. I am torn, like Terry was, between Darkwing Duck and Gargoyles, but Darkwing Duck is the best show on this quad here. And that's crazy talk that you would eliminate it. But I knew you were going to. I don't know how, but I knew you were going to. I
Never watched it.
Darkwing Duck was so good. I am the terror that flaps in the night. Man, that shit was funny as hell. James, eliminate one.
I mean, you already saw my answer on Facebook, but I'll provide it on here. I know it's going to be crazy talk, but I'm only eliminating it because I never watched it as a kid. I'm going to eliminate Gargoyles.
That's
You are
crazy.
full of shit.
Damn, Emily!
You gotta
Off
watch
the top rope.
Gargoyles was good as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Terry, are you eliminating Gargoyles as well?
Nope. I'm gonna eliminate Ed, and Eddie, and this is the reason why. So when I was stationed in Vegas, I had 3 guys that always seemed to be on my work crew, and they were just like Ed, and Eddie, and I hated those 3 guys because they were freaking worthless. So these guys reminded me of them. So every time I come on, change the channel because I get pissed off seeing them. I'm gonna throw the remote at the TV.
So Ed, and Eddie. All righty, Emily.
I'm doing the same. Ed, and Eddie.
I got you. JT.
Get rid of that purple Incredible Hulk, dude. I don't know what the hell that is, man.
That's Gargoyles.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never even heard of it.
So Gargoyles is the best.
Ed, and Eddie makes you laugh, man. What does Gargoyles get you? Nothing.
I mean, if you high enough, I guess anything makes you laugh.
Ed, and Eddie's funny, man.
So he said the same thing I was thinking. Who's this purple Incredible Hulk dude?
I have no idea.
Let me tell you, I love Gargoyles. Great drama. For me, I'm eliminating Ed, and Eddie. Man, that show was dumb as fuck, man. Like I just Cow and Chicken was better than Ed, and Eddie. Y'all remember Duckman?
Oh yeah, vaguely.
Which one?
Duckman was cool. It was Come On USA. It was an adult cartoon. That shit was funny. Had Jason Alexander. JT, before you go, if the playoffs started right now, who's going to be national champion?
I'm sticking with the one I said it from day one. I wasn't on the Clemson bandwagon. I wasn't on the Penn State bandwagon. I've had Ohio State as my number one from day one, and I'm going to stick with them. I do think, though, some teams are getting a little closer. I want to see Indiana play them. I think I still think Ohio State on the field should be way better, but I think Indiana just got something special right now. But I agree with what you said earlier. I think Alabama is the only other team that I could really say head to head That would be a great matchup. But the other thing is, Ohio State really hasn't been tested. I mean, we thought that they were tested when they played Texas, but we see what Texas really is now. So if you look at the teams that are in the top 5, everybody else has pretty much played. They play some better competition than Ohio State, but I do think Ohio State's the best team in the country.
I got you. Before you go, where can we find you?
www.sportsbible.com. Just get on there on Facebook and follow me. I gotta start trying to use Twitter a little bit better. I also have a YouTube channel. We have right now I'm up to we have a draft storm college football on Wednesday. Then we have a fantasy football. I'm not part of that. I'm just a producer. I get to throw stuff up on the screen behind, and then we got the Penguin one. We're doing a hockey one on Sundays for the tape to tape, and I'll be starting the Pirates up. I'm gonna try to eventually have like 5 podcasts a week if I can find the time. So you can follow all the sports there.
That's awesome. I do. I watch the shows and I interact with them when I'm not working, and I do like them. Very cool stuff. We love Sports Bible. Great partnership. Glad we met JT.
I love all you guys. He's my 6th favorite. My 5 favorite. I shouldn't count myself because that's a little weird. But
hey, 2 things can be true.
You gotta love yourself if you're gonna love others.
Oh, I hate myself, man. I'm glad September's over. I had a dog die and a car get stolen in 20 days, so at least it's October now. So be good.
Yeah. October's usually a good month. Today is my son's birthday. I just want y'all to know he turned 23 today. So happy birthday, Lou.
Holy shit! How old are you?
I'm 44.
Okay, that ain't bad. 21. I was 22 when I had my oldest.
You talk about doing your podcast and everything, JT. I just wanted to throw you some flowers. I love the way you guys interact with the people that are commenting. You actually take the time and read the comments, and you interact with the people that making the comments. You do a fantastic job of that. Wanted to throw you some flowers.
Thank you so much. And by the way, before I go, Andrew, I told you this last night when you were interacting, or Wednesday night, I mean. Yeah, it was last night, Wednesday. You got to get my Chris and that Chris together because they're both. My Chris is older than you, Chris. I think he's 62 or 61. But you guys both come from the same cut. It'd be funny to hear you guys argue. It'd be great because you both don't back down. So I think it'd be a fun thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Sleeping disorders.
So if you want to reach out to him for us, not next week because that's the Halloween show, but the week after that, we'd love to have him on.
Are you all dressing up next week?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to karaoke on Halloween night. I'm going to dress up. I got to figure out what to dress up as. I don't know.
The show's the night before Halloween, so if you want to pop on for a few minutes and show us whatever costume you're going to go with, Fred Flintstone or whatever.
I'll probably get Fred Flintstone.
I got an idea for JT.
Y'all are making fun of our cartoon, so I figured y'all gonna go with one from y'all's generation.
Oh, if I'm gonna go, I did like the Flintstones, man.
I do too.
So I cannot reveal the secret yet, but I can guarantee you this: what my better half Marla is dressing up as, Emily will absolutely love it.
Hocus Pocus.
No, not Hocus Pocus.
No. I can't wait to see. Emily's making our costumes. I have not wore a Halloween costume since I was like 25, and I was Santa Claus. I'm not a big Halloween guy, so but I'm excited to do it for the first time. But thank you, JT. Go get some rest, and hopefully you'll pop by next week for the Halloween show.
All right, thank you guys. And Andrew,
idea for JT.
And Andrew, real fast, go smoke some weed. Have a yogurt and watch Ed, and Eddie, and I guarantee you enjoy it. Enjoy it, man.
I'll be throwing up all night. I wouldn't even get to enjoy either one.
All right, guys. I love you guys. I'll see you guys.
Just wear a white t-shirt and jorts. You could be Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit this year, JT.
Oh, okay.
You already got the face for it.
I'll do Fred Durst.
You got to get more gray.
It's all about the nookie. I have gray, believe me. My Just for Men's almost running out, so it's going to turn gray again, man.
Shit, mine's almost all gray now.
Now, James, Fred Durst was the lead singer from Limp Bizkit. I'm not sure if you knew.
It's all about the nookie. The nookie.
Hey man, Faith was the shit. That was really cool. Thank you, JT. Go get some rest, and we are going to take our first or our only commercial break. We only do one. If I can find it. All right. Welcome back to Villains the Podcast. We're going to move on. We ran our commercials. So, Chris and I talked about this when we were going to do this one on the show. You know how this goes. One per row, Chris.
I'm old fashioned. You give me that RC Cola. I grew up as a teenager watching Teen Wolf. And Cool Ranch Doritos came out while I was a teenager. So those are going to be my three, but I'm going to throw a fourth one in here that's not included on this. I got to have my moon pie to go with the RC Cola.
Man, you talk about the driest and cakiest all dessert, man. Like it takes 2.5 hours to eat a moon pie. That's just my I do not like moon pies. James, one per row.
All right. I will go with good old fashioned Coca-Cola. I'll go with a slept-on one here with Clue because Tim Curry is just severely underrated as an actor, and the classic nacho cheese Doritos.
Okay. No crazy talk there. I like Clue too. Terry.
Of the sodas, I've had 3 or 4. I've never had Jolt. However, I've heard of it. I'm kind of drawn to it, so I would take the risk and say I would pick Jolt out of for the Friday night movie. I'm going with Ghostbusters. I mean, you got Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd. I forgot the other guy's name with the glasses. He passed away a few years ago. But basically, like a lot of the guys from Stripes there. I mean, I would go with Ghostbusters all night. The chips, I would love. I've always loved Cool Ranch. That's always been my top flavor for the chips.
My boy AC, he loves the Cool Ranch Doritos. Emily, one per row.
So I'm going to go with the Coke, Clue, and Cool Ranch Doritos.
I got you. Will you take my strong hand? No. Fucking great movie and Clue. For me, I do remember Jolt Cola. I remember really liking it. So just out of nostalgia, I'm with Terry. I'm gonna take the Jolt Cola. I'm taking Ghostbusters. Well, you can tell Terry and I are real close in age. We pick a lot of the same ones almost every time. You're like, how could you not with Dan Aykroyd? I mean, and Bill Murray. Like Ghostbusters is the shit. Like Ghostbusters is the best movie on here. And for me, those taco flavored Doritos were so fucking good, bro. Give me the taco flavored Doritos. I wish they'd come back out with that. That shit was mwah. But you know how this game goes, Chris. Eliminate one per row.
I'm going to eliminate the Jolt. And just because I've watched all 4 of these movies, of the 4, my least favorite was Gremlins. It didn't really, it was hard to follow for me. So I'm eliminating Gremlins. And on the bottom row, sorry, but you can take them bland ass tortilla chips, plain ass shit in a yellow bag, and throw them all the way in the garbage disposal, wrapper and all.
Alrighty. I don't exactly know why Gremlins was hard to follow. I guess if you just weren't interested in it, you couldn't get it. James.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go with Jolt as well. Second, I saw it like once or twice and just couldn't get into it. I'll eliminate Teen Wolf, and then bottom row, yeah, the corn Doritos can kick all the rocks all the way to fucking hell. Because if there's no flavor on Doritos, then what the hell are they?
Lay's.
They're tortilla chips.
You might, for the corn ones, you might as well just bust out the goddamn salsa.
Yeah, I love chips and salsa. That's a different discussion. Terry.
All right, top row. I'm gonna eliminate Pepsi because I've always liked RC Cola a little bit better than Pepsi, and I don't think RC Cola ever got the love that it deserved because it was always between Coke and Pepsi. But going off the taste, I think RC Cola tastes better. I've seen all 4 of these movies, so that's a surprise. But I think the one I've watched the least and the one I really couldn't get into was Teen Wolf. And of course, I think everyone's going to pick the tortilla chip Doritos because, like you said, Doritos are known for having flavor.
Right.
That's not flavor. You're just throwing salt and baking it. Now, what would have made this better, I think it made it a little tougher for me is if they had the jumping jack Doritos. You remember those?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah,
they were like the Monterey cheese flavored.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't know if I ever had them, but I do remember it. That's funny. Remember your selections. Emily.
Okay, so I would get rid of RC, Teen Wolf, and the corn Doritos.
Okay. I think RC is a good soda. I'm going to agree with Chris and Terry there. I do like RC, but for me, I'm eliminating Pepsi all day long. Pepsi is the inferior soda here. I don't care who you are. It's too damn sweet. The wild cherry Pepsi though, that would have made it hard for me because that shit's good. But regular Pepsi, nah. Teen Wolf, yeah, Terry. Totally agree. What a terrible fucking movie. I've never been a Michael J. Fox fan. I think Back to the Future is one of the most overrated movies ever made. Teen Wolf was terrible. Like he's just like, oh, my arms are hairy. I can dunk a basketball now, man. That movie was ass.
Looking like the Teen Wolves mascot.
Yeah. I mean, that shit was terrible. And I agree with whatever that bland Dorito. I don't ever remember having them, but tortilla chips is just tortilla chips. And I got to be honest, Santelia, I think is the name of them. They cornered the market on that. Those motherfuckers are good. Wow. Though,
I've never seen that type of Dorito.
Gremlins was good, Chris. Like I just like the Mogwai, and then they fed him after midnight. And Gremlins too, Chris. They put on Santa hats and went Christmas caroling outside this old lady's house. And then they rigged her chair and to go super speed threw her out the window upstairs because they have one of those chairs that lift you up. That shit, I love Gremlins. I have to disagree with you.
So for me, I think I had some other stuff going on at the time that I watched it, and I just, divided attention. I think that's what the biggest problem was. I mean, I've seen Gremlins too. It was I enjoyed it. So,
well, I understand, Chris, because like I said the same thing about Harry Potter because I was just in and out when I was watching. I'm like, Harry Potter, it's okay. Like people
Yeah.
over exaggerate this bullshit. And then one day I just like I want to watch some movies, and I got on HBO. I'm like Harry Potter. I'm like, fuck it, let's watch Harry Potter. Next thing you know, I'm ending the Half Blood Prince. I'm watched the 6th movie in a day, and I'm like, God damn, this is good as shit.
So I mentioned to it in the chat earlier today. You talk about just sitting down and watching something. So we got ready for bed last night. I've been going to bed at 7 o'clock every night, right? Because she's got to get up at 5:45 and go to work. She put on Salem last night.
Yeah.
I sat up all damn night watching that thing till 2:30 in the freaking morning. Never cared about witchcraft movies or anything like that before. I couldn't let go. I had to watch the next episode to find out what's going to happen.
Look, Emily and I discovered that years ago, and like it's one of my favorite shows, man. I thought it was fantastic.
I was enthralled with that mess last night.
It's good. It's a really good show. I think you're gonna really enjoy like it, and it leaves you on the edge of your seat at the end of every episode if y'all have never seen it. Like every episode ends with
Yes.
some fucking shit. Like, no, what happens next? Yeah, fantastic series though, Chris. All right, so we got a couple more foods, and then we got a long way to go. This is College Sports Villains Top 10. This is obviously the left side is 1 through 5, and the right side is 6 through 10. I changed my formula this week more to a fair formula. Not necessarily, Georgia Tech 7-0, so they deserve to be here. Like I meant like I really looked at the competition and all that. And I'm not afraid to admit I was wrong about Georgia Tech. I'm like, okay, so they're 7-0 in the ACC. Who the fuck cares? Well, I've been watching the ACC the last 3-4 weeks. The ACC's fucking good, man. Like they are deep and they are good, and Georgia Tech is a problem. I didn't think it was really so, but I still don't think they could beat Ohio State or Alabama. But I think they could certainly take out a Texas A&M or Oregon if they weren't paying attention. I really do. So what's right? What's wrong? What would you change, Chris?
Obviously, the last few weeks that I've been on, I've had Miami at number 1. Not anymore. I think you put them in the right spot, about 10. That's about right where they need to be. I'm still not sold on Ohio State. I think Alabama's playing the best football in the country right now. You don't go beat 4 ranked teams in a row the way they have. It's never been done before, and they've done it. That speaks volumes about what this team is. Here's the scary part. As good as what Ty Simpson is at Alabama, he's got a younger brother that's broken all of his school records, and he's only a sophomore in high school. He's a 5-star, being recruited by everybody. Lane Kiffin's been on him since he was in 7th grade. Ty Simpson's not the last in that line. Indiana, I think they're a real problem. I would not be shocked at all to see Alabama and Indiana in the national championship. Would not be shocked.
I wouldn't either.
I'm just not. Georgia, I don't think they're as good as Texas A&M. I'm putting Texas A&M at 4.
I will retort when you're done. Continue on.
The one drawback I have with A&M is they do give up a lot of points defensively. And that might catch up to them when they get into playing somebody else. But I think they're better than Georgia right now. I actually think Georgia Tech is better than Georgia. I think Georgia Tech is going to beat them at the end of the year. They should have beat them last year. That's a really good football team, and Haynes King doesn't get the love that he deserves at all. Oregon's about right at 7. I think Notre Dame's about right. We knew that losing those 2 games early was not going to hurt them because they were going to be able to get back in it. And a 10-2 Notre Dame is going to be in the top 10. They're going to get in playoffs. That's
correct.
Just the way it is.
and they should for what they mean to college football.
BYU, I don't know if I trust them yet, but they are playing solid football. And to their credit, and this is where I probably give them a nod to be in the top 10, they lost their quarterback a month before the season started. Going into fall camp, they lost their quarterback. And they had to go back to the drawing board and come up with something different. And here they are just rolling right along in the Big 12. They're probably going to be the Big 12 representative the way that's playing out.
So watching them beat Utah, how they beat them, and Utah is a very good team, no mistake.
Yes.
They dismantled them in all three facets of the game. BYU is a good team. So for Texas A&M, I don't think they're better than Georgia, simply because they have to outscore everybody. And the problem is they're going to run into a defense like Georgia or Oklahoma, and they're not going to be able to do that. They're going to struggle to score like that on South Carolina. And South Carolina are fucking 26 3-and-outs, and they're going to struggle because South Carolina are ball hawks. I've said it all year long. I know South Carolina better than any of you. They're going to get 2-3 interceptions a game no matter who the fuck you are. We're going to intercept Ty Simpson at least twice and still lose by 25. But, whatever. James, what's right, what's wrong, what would you change?
So I mean, a lot of things look right on here. Ohio State's still number one. I believe so. Like, again, though, like it was mentioned, they really haven't been tested, but hey, number one, winning is still winning, and you still have the number one spot. So I'm not going to argue anything against that. Alabama, I mean, they really could be one of the top 3 teams to finish in the SEC. And the way that they've been playing the last 4 weeks, and Ty Simpson looking like the Heisman favorite right now. Indiana, I honestly wouldn't be surprised either if they actually get to make it far in the college football playoffs. And, let's see how they do. They got a taste for it last year, and you already know Cignetti wants more than just one appearance and being a one and done. Let's see. Georgia, they're going to be just fine. They're still top dog in the SEC. Alabama's right on their tail right now, breathing down their necks. The SEC is definitely going to be one to watch when it comes down to the wire. Texas A&M, they cannot afford to win games with the defense that they had going and everything like that. So, I mean, there's still plenty of football left to be played. Still time to make right your wrongs and everything like that. So let's see how it goes. Georgia Tech, they're sitting atop the ACC right now, and they're just looking down on everybody like, yo, what's going on? Haynes King is giving us an undefeated record. What's up? Oregon, I would say they're right at that spot, back to winning. They can still be noisemakers in the Big Ten. We'll see how that goes. But if they run into Indiana again, bye-bye, Ducks. Notre Dame, we knew that this team was going to be good. We knew it was going to be one of 3 things for them to start their season this year. Right now it's like, okay, we got the 2 key losses out of the way. Now let's focus on running everybody over, showing why we got to the national championship in the first place. Let's see. BYU, I think they deserve a spot in the top 10. I mean, they're partying like it's 1984 and took out one of the best teams in the country and beat their rival for that matter. And honestly, the Big 12 is going to be very interesting to watch because it could come down to either Texas Tech or BYU. And then Miami, they're going to be fine. They're definitely going to be competing with Georgia Tech in the ACC, and I think it'll be those 2 teams deciding who's going to be the ACC champion.
I got you. And I can't wait. Terry, what do you think here? What's right? What's wrong? What would you change?
Overall, it's fairly accurate. Ohio State's number 1 until they can be beaten. They're defending champs. However, have they really had the proper test, especially after you see the way Texas is unpredictable, whether which version is going to show up. Georgia Tech, I am really impressed with, because I mean, you haven't really seen a Georgia Tech team like this since they had Calvin Johnson. They're really good there. Even then, they were still losing games to a point. Indiana. So if you guys noticed earlier when we did the little picks of who's going to win the Natty, the two teams I picked before, they ended up losing the following week or the following game. So I was one of the dummies that picked Penn State. I was on that bandwagon. They lost to Oregon. I picked Oregon. I'm like, you know what? They're going to get over that hump because of what they did to Penn State in Happy Valley. They lose to Indiana. So that said, I got Indiana winning the Natty and watch them lose their following game because they're playing UCLA just to see if I can continue that trend. No, but
that shit don't work here.
Yeah. Well, it's worked 2 times for me. Let's see a third time. Let's see if I get the hat trick.
Hey,
A&M.
UCLA's a fantastic story, but they're about to learn a lesson in humility Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they learned it last year when they got raped by them at the Rose Bowl. So
Right.
A&M, I could see them winning, even with their current defense, they can win one playoff game. That's because they're going to host that playoff game, kind of like Ohio State hosted Tennessee. So it's going to be one of those to where they'll win the first one, but depending on who they play in the quarterfinals, it's I could see them winning one playoff game with their current defense. I think Miami is going to probably eventually fizzle out because Beck is out, right?
No.
I thought who was that was out from the quarterbacks?
Drew Lar at Penn State.
Okay, yeah. BYU. I mean, I'm looking at the list here, and I'm actually more excited for the conference championship game than the playoffs because I think this year we're going to have a lot of epic matchups. Like BYU, I see them playing Texas Tech, unless Arizona could win out or Arizona State. I can't wait to see Georgia Tech play in there if they make it. I mean, Notre Dame doesn't have a conference, but I'm sure they'll squeeze their way into the playoffs. But thank you for beating USC.
Hey, 10-2 Notre Dame team should be in the playoffs. Emily, do you see anything that's wrong with this picture? Right? What do you think?
So, of course, I think Alabama should be number 1. Georgia may be number 4. It just depends how many times Kirby, claps his hands at the games. A&M, I think they're doing really good.
Agreed.
And I'm not so sold on the Miami being on there at all.
I got you. I don't disagree. So let me go through this real quick. Ohio State's number 1 because they're undefeated and they're defending national champions. And until they lose a game, they will be number 1 out of respect for that. Alabama's the best team in the country, though. Don't get it twisted. The last 4 weeks, what I watched, because I watched all 4 of those games, I saw domination. Alabama's the best team. Indiana's a problem. Indiana. Georgia's still a problem. Make no mistake, Alabama's the best team in the country, and Georgia took them to the end at home. Texas A&M, Arkansas, and I know Arkansas had a good game against Tennessee, but no way Arkansas should have went tit for tat with Texas A&M. That's a problem for Texas A&M's defense there. Georgia Tech. Hey, I'll be honest with you. Outside of BYU or Miami, I don't think Georgia Tech can beat any team on this list. I think they're good enough to win the ACC, but I'm gonna be honest with you. So they beat Colorado, unimpressive. Gardner-Webb, unimpressive. Beat Clemson by 3 at home, very unimpressive. We see what Clemson has become. They beat Temple, unimpressive. They beat Wake Forest by 1 in overtime and never should have because they jumped off sides, and that is factual, so they should have a loss right now. They barely beat Virginia Tech, and they barely beat Duke. I'm not as sold on Georgia Tech as the rest of you guys are. I do think they deserve to be here, and I do think they could beat BYU and Miami, but I don't think they could beat another team on this list. I know Chris thinks they could beat Georgia. But I just don't think so. So just real quick before, because we got a couple more subjects. Take the big name jobs, Penn State, Florida in particular. Who do you think's going to take them jobs, Chris?
So the way it sounds, I wasn't a believer in it early in the week, but the more I hear, the more I listen, the more I look into things, I think Lane Kiffin ends up at Florida. I hate that, but I think that's who they get. So Penn State, I know that they've reached out to Notre Dame requesting permission to talk to Marcus Freeman. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. I don't know if he'd be interested. They can't talk to him until after the regular season's over, but the request has been put in. I'm going to name a couple names out of the Big 12 to keep your eye on for head coaching jobs. Kalani Sitake at BYU. All that dude does is win. And he keeps BYU in the top 20 every year. He's intense on the sideline. I think he's ripe for a big job. And another one, Kenny Dillingham, Arizona State. If that's not the kind of guy that you'd want at Penn State, fire them kids up. The way he coaches, his offensive mindset, and the way he designs his plays, those are a couple names that I would keep an eye on for landing a job somewhere notable.
I got you. James, who ends up at Florida and who ends up at Penn State?
I think if Lane Kiffin goes there, it's really going to determine on how the rest of the season goes for Ole Miss. But as far as Penn State goes, I really don't see Notre Dame letting Marcus Freeman go anytime soon. I mean, he got them to a national championship, so you already know Notre Dame's going to have him on serious lockdown. And then same thing with Arizona State's head coach. Like, as long as he has Arizona State winning, I doubt that Arizona State is going to let him go anytime soon. So right now, Lane Kiffin is a possibility at Florida. As far as Penn State goes, I think it's a wait and see.
All righty. Emily, who do you think takes Florida and Penn State?
I have no idea, honestly.
I know it's a lot. I know it's gosh, there's so many names. Terry.
Yeah.
I haven't been keeping in depth as you guys, so I'll just make some random guesses. Well, I mean, I'll agree with the Lane Kiffin going to Florida. And just to piss Chris off, we got Clark Lake going to Penn State.
You can rest assured, any rumor regarding Clark Lee going anywhere else is nothing but a negotiating plea for his extended contract at Vanderbilt.
I got you.
About the Bruins. Just one name.
Tom Skipper, and you better keep Neuheisel as your offensive coordinator.
I do want to keep Neuheisel. It's Tim Skipper.
Tim Skipper. You got to keep him. You got to keep them two together.
Yeah, they got something special there. So for me, Florida's Lane Kiffin. I said it a week ago, and so the Ole Miss AD came out a few days ago and said they were trying to get an extension like Indiana did with Cignetti. He said we tried to get him, and Lane would not sign it. And then Steve Spurrier come out and said that Lane Kiffin is the guy to replace him. I mean, like Steve Spurrier said it, and I promise you he's in the know. I think Lane Kiffin he wants a high-profile job. He doesn't view Ole Miss as high-profile. He viewed that as a stepping stone to Alabama or Florida or Georgia or someplace like that he wanted to be. So, and Penn State, man, I know y'all gonna call crazy talk, but I think Matt Campbell gets that job. What he's done at Iowa State is impressive because Iowa State was in dire fucking straits, just like Indiana was. They were probably in worse shape than Indiana was when Matt Campbell took that over. They were abysmal. Yes. And all this guy does is fucking win, bro. And it's in proximity. I think you got to make a play for Matt Campbell. That's who I would want. I think he's that good of a head coach.
That would be interesting.
I'll make a wild card for prediction since I really didn't give a proper name for Penn State. And I would say they probably go the coordinator from a better team, but I'm gonna say the dude from Oregon.
No, they won't. They're going to go for a proven head coach. This is Penn State. This is a blue blood program that wins 10, 11 games a year now. They're not going to go with a coordinator. That's not going to happen. They don't have to, is what I'm saying. They got money. They got the facilities. They going to go get somebody. Like schools like, and no disrespect to mine or Chris's school, but schools like Vanderbilt and South Carolina, we have to build on those coordinators. Like, this guy has the potential, blah, blah, blah. So we bring them in, and that's how that goes. But Penn State, Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, they can go pick who the fuck they want. And make no mistake, Penn State's got the money, and I don't think they go with the coordinator. I don't see it.
If Beamer ends up walking and going to Virginia Tech, who do you want at South Carolina?
Well, I don't think he's going to do that. I did catch his press conference where he said this is his dream job and he's not leaving unless he's fired. But let's just say, for argument's sake, we lose the rest of the games, or even lose the Coastal and they fire Shane Beamer, which I don't think they will. I see it all. I mean, they love him there. And he may be the right guy. I'm an emotional guy, maybe an overreaction. But if he were to go, South Carolina, in the Neal era, you don't have to have a young guy to build. You just don't. North Carolina signed Bill Belichick under that same thing because all you got to do is pay the player. Bill Belichick just sucks. I think if I was that, I would want John Gruden. The shock factor, first of all, the experience. South Carolina has as much Neal money as anybody. Top-notch facilities. The stadium is one of the best. It's hard as fuck to play there. They got the light show. Like Lenore Sellers is making like $8 million. I mean, like, South Carolina is a good place to go. And I would love to see John Gruden come in if Beamer were to go. Correct. Just my personal opinion. He would go too. Like, John Gruden would take a job like South Carolina in a minute because he said he wants to coach in the SEC. So moving on, because we still got predictions and all that. I don't want you just to choose one. I want to do this the way we do it. Choose one per row. Chris.
For a late night spot. So that kind of eliminates Jack in the Box because McDonald's, Taco Bell are the only ones open late at night. It would depend on my taste at the time. But I think I would rather go with McDonald's because the Taco Bell's going to sit heavy on your stomach, going to make it hard to sleep, yada, yada, yada. Second row, again, the late at night is the key phrase here. I'm going to Waffle House. And then, let's see,
it's Wendy's, White Castle, and KFC.
Wendy's and KFC close at 10, so by process of elimination, In-N-Out.
So you don't have to do it by that because Jack in the Box, when it was here, it stayed open till like 2 a.m.
Really?
Yeah.
In California.
Jack in the Box stayed late as hell.
The ones we got around here close at like 11.
Actually, the one in California has a 24-hour drive-through over my old neighborhood.
You know what, Jack in the Box? Hey, honey, Jack in the Box was 24-hour drive-through here too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, but it was ass.
Yes, but it was 24 hours.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah, so for the first row, I'll go with Taco Bell. I usually see McDonald's more as like a lunch or last minute dinner kind of thing. Second row, I'll go Waffle House. I had that at like 4 a.m. when I was at job training school in Georgia. That shit, woo, man. If you ain't got people fighting back there, that shit ain't gonna be good. And then bottom row, I'll go with White Castle.
I got you. Terry.
Top row, I'm going Jack in the Box. Just because usually if it's a late night spot, chances are with me there was a lot of alcohol involved prior leading up to that event. So those tacos from Jack in the Box were always a lifesaver. They were cheap and they were tasty. They helped me not really lose my liquor or anything like that. Second row, I've spent many times at Waffle House in Georgia, over in Valdosta. Again, alcohol involved. That's all he's based off of. So I'm definitely going Waffle House for that one. The bottom one, I've never been to this place, but I heard everybody else talking about it, and I could see why, because it's just convenient sizes, I guess. But I would go with White Castle here.
I got you. Emily.
Yes.
1 0.
Okay, on row 1, oddly enough, I would go with Taco Bell. As long as it doesn't make me sick. But the second row, I would go with Domino's. Because if it's pizza, I'm going to choose it every fucking time. In row 3, I would go with Wendy's because I don't like KFC and I don't really like White Castle.
Alrighty. For me, row 1, I'm gonna go with Taco Bell. Just because the things that are good there are really good. So I'm gonna go with that. Second row, I will tell you. I guess I'd go with Domino's because I don't really like In-N-Out or Waffle House, to be honest with you. I like Waffle House's hash browns, but outside of that, just not my thing. On the third row, I'm gonna keep KFC. Man, I fucking love KFC. Like the extra crispy and the original recipe, man. Like KFC, you get the mashed potatoes and the slaw and shit with it too. I'm going KFC. But Chris, you know how this game works.
I sure do. I just wanted to remind everybody that the 3 in the middle that all had military experience doing the Waffle House in the middle of the night after a night out drinking and carousing, ain't nothing better than doing the Waffle House on a drunk. I'm telling you. But I'm getting rid of Jack in the Box. I'm getting rid of In-N-Out. And as far as the late, I'm going to get rid of Wendy's. I can fuck with some KFC all night long, but yeah, that's my 3: Jack in the Box, In-N-Out, and Wendy's.
All right, James.
And real quick, the White Castles here, if that don't remind you of some Crystal's gut bombs, there you go. Nice late night food after another. That's another one. A night of drinking. Go to Crystal's and get you some gut bombs.
Oh yeah, for sure. I like Crystals. James.
First row, I'll eliminate Jack in the Box simply because I never had it before. Just so drawn to all the mainstream stuff, Taco Bell, Wendy's, just all the other ones out there. Second row is tough. I had In-N-Out one time, and the only criticism I really have for that place is y'all need fucking salt for your fucking fries. Holy cardboard. That said, I'll probably eliminate Domino's. Say what?
You should have ordered animal style fries.
Yeah, that's the only way that their fries are even gonna have flavor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably eliminate Domino's. They have some good selections, but you can't beat a good burger sometimes. And third row, I'll eliminate KFC because Wendy's is so slept on, and I really don't understand why the people are like, "Oh, you eat at Wendy's, you're a loser." What do you hate at Wendy's? They got some top-notch stuff.
Single cheese, double cheese, single cheese with bacon, double cheese with bacon. Come on, man.
Not to mention their spicy ranch is actually fucking spicy.
And how many times do you go to Wendy's and they actually they don't have, their ice cream machine down? Like, they always have Frosties.
Always got Frosties.
Yep.
Dip your fries because they ain't got no salt on them because Wendy's don't believe in salt in their food. So you take the fries and you dip them in your damn Frosty.
Some of the Wendy's I've gone to, they put salt on them.
Yeah, Wendy's fries are good. I think you've been going to the wrong Wendy's. Terry, eliminate one per row.
All right, so note to self: we are not eating any of these fast food joints wherever Chris lives because they're always closed and not something. Top row, I'm getting rid of McDonald's because I could see myself late in that spot, and Taco Bell would be the next best thing between that and Jack in the Box for me. Middle row, I'm getting rid of Domino's because I don't see that as a late night thing for me. That'd probably be more of a pregame thing before I even go out. And I love In-N-Out. I've always have, always will. Even salt or no salt. Get over it, James. Bottom row, it's the same thing. I'm getting rid of KFC because that would be like a lunch or something for me, or early dinner, something before I go out.
Oh, fucking crazy talk. Crazy talk. Man, KFC's good at fucking 1 a.m., man. That's crazy talk. Emily.
Yes.
You know how the game's played?
I'm getting rid of shit. So I'm definitely getting rid of Jack in the Box. That's some nasty ass shit.
Ooh.
All right. Next, I'm going to get rid of Waffle House because their shit's too greasy.
That helps with alcohol.
I'm getting rid of Kentucky Fried Chicken because I hate fried chicken.
So there's only two types of people that hate fried chicken: those who lie and those who are wrong. All right. So
Nice knowing you, Andrew.
Fried chicken is my favorite food. So
you get it all.
Hey, I will. On the top row, I like Jack in the Box's tacos, and they had decent fries. McDonald's is just ass, bro. You can rarely get anything there that's any good. McDonald's has to go. Second row, I feel the same way about In-N-Out. In-N-Out's like shitty, man. Like, I don't understand why people even like it. Like, the burgers are nasty. James is completely correct. Their fries are ass. Nah, In-N-Out's got to go. And on the bottom, man, Crystal's got to go. Or White Castle's got to go, man. Wendy's is good as fuck, man. You go up there, you can scoop up a burger, some chili, and a Frosty. Man, what you talking about? All those things are good as fuck at Wendy's, too. The chilies, the burgers, and the Frosties. White Castle got to go. So before we move on, I got a couple more FAFOs, and then we're going to do some predictions real quick. Emily, did you watch that?
Maybe not.
Hold on. So that was I-385 in Lawrence County, northbound on the way back, like we come back home from the beach.
Yeah.
That's where that was. That dude was driving crazy. So, honey, you'll appreciate this one. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was funny because it like I felt it in this man's soul.
Let's see. Let's watch. This is so sad. He was intercepted. Oh my gosh! Gone. Game over. Game over.
He can't get him. He can't get him. He's got it. I'm leaving. When Tennessee threw that 99-yard interception to Alabama, first of all, that was insane because that changed the entire game. Because Tennessee was about to score and make it really close. And Alabama snatched it on the one. And then the crazy part is Alabama's very next drive, they got the ball at the one. Tennessee punted it, downed it on the one, and they went 99 yards in their face, took 7 minutes off the clock and scored a touchdown. Alabama is good.
And that play too, he jumped that route. There was the perfect play call. It was just piss poor execution by Joey Aguilar on the throw. He jumped. He saw it was a bad throw. He jumped that route, and he was gone.
He should have never made that throw. So here's the thing. If anybody is within 2 yards of the guy that you're supposed to throw in the flat in that situation, you tuck it and run or you throw it out of bounds. Those are the rules. He's probably ran that play 500 times. All his emotion was building. He saw him there. He chunked it, never saw the guy coming is exactly what happened. So what a play. All right, so let's do some predictions. Vanderbilt and Missouri. It's actually at Vanderbilt. Chris.
So you've heard me talk about Missouri's schedule all year long. Prior to the Alabama game, their strength of schedule was number 109. So I know I'm around a crowd of people that says competition matters. Well, they haven't played any competition until they played Alabama. So all these offensive numbers that you hear about Missouri, they're falsified. They're generic. It came against competition that if you're in the SEC and you're playing those teams, you better be putting up those kinds of numbers. So I'm not impressed by their offensive numbers. In fact, since I started playing in the SEC, Ahmad Hardy's numbers have gone down. Bo Prabula's numbers have gone down. Everything is backtracked a little bit now that they're playing tough competition. Plus, this is a game that Diego Pavia and those guys that were in Columbia last year have had circled on the schedule. What happened last year is Vanderbilt lost in double overtime. The problem was Vanderbilt had a kickoff. They kicked off to Missouri. The guy from Missouri takes the ball in the end zone, comes out, gets hit at the 2-yard line, retreats on his own accord into the end zone where he's tackled. Should have been a safety. They spotted the ball at the 2. We end up tied at the end of regulation. That safety changes that to a win for Vanderbilt. We've had this game circled. I don't think Missouri can come in here and beat us in our own house with the amount of detail that's been put into this game.
Alrighty, James.
Yeah, I mean, Missouri may be looking good right now, but I mean, Vanderbilt is looking that much better. Year 2 Diego Pavia is looking like he's a real problem right now, so I'm going to go with Vanderbilt on this one.
All right, Emily. Vanderbilt and Missouri.
I'm going to go with Vanderbilt as well.
All righty, Jerry.
Just because I knew Chris was going to bring up the safety, I think they're still going to have that on their mind for last year. Therefore, Missouri by a safety in Nashville.
So if that happens, like Chris may go put hands on Eli Drinkwitz. So for me, this is a tale of two teams that we played. One, Vanderbilt beat us 31-7. It should have never been that wide. They took a touchdown away from us. Lenora Sellers went down, so the game could have changed dramatically. But then we went to Missouri, had -9 rushing yards, and almost beat them. That's a problem. If your opponent rushes for negative yards and still almost beats you in your house, you're not elite. That's just reality. Vanderbilt wins this game. Ole Miss at Oklahoma. Chris.
So I'm taking a little different approach on this game. I'm picking Oklahoma. And the reason why is because a lot of times during silly season, coaches' names get put out in the public. They start getting drug around. Next thing you know, you have off-the-field distractions. You go to a press conference at Ole Miss right now, and the first question on everybody's mind is, have you talked to Florida? Are you going to Florida? Are you going to leave Ole Miss? That's a problem. That's a distraction. I think Oklahoma steals this game because of the off-the-field distractions.
I got you. So before we go to James, we do our standings every week. Me, James, and Chris. And I had put that Chris was -2 and James was -4, but James did change his pick before the games last week on his show. So he is not -4; he's -3. I made that mistake. I was going back reading our chats, and you did change your watching the podcast. You did change your pick. Ole Miss at Oklahoma.
Yeah, so Oklahoma took a big time hit losing to Texas in the classic Red River rivalry. Georgia, Ole Miss I think is looking to bounce back after taking that loss to Georgia. It was a good game, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Ole Miss, and yeah, Lane Kiffin is gonna want to take that pent up aggression and take it out on somebody.
All righty, Emily, Ole Miss at Oklahoma.
I'm gonna go with Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, okay. Not a bad pick. Oklahoma is a decent football team. Terry.
It's a bounce back game. Well, it's supposed to be for both teams, both coming off a loss, but I think Oklahoma is still got that bad taste in their mouth from the Longhorns. So I think they're still going to be sitting on that, and I think Ole Miss is going to take that to their advantage because they played Georgia, correct, last week?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, they almost had the game against Georgia, and I think they're going to turn that negative into a positive where I think Oklahoma's still going to be moping about the Red River shootout.
Here's the thing. Ole Miss, what they did last week in Georgia, they had a really good game plan. Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, they game plan very well. And what we're seeing here is Georgia's a better team than Oklahoma. Like, I don't care what anybody says. They are. They're just top to bottom better. And if Ole Miss can go on the road and have Georgia on the ropes like that, I mean, Oklahoma, I mean, their defense is good, but their offense struggled to score on South Carolina. We gave them the ball inside our own 40 6 times, and they only scored 2 touchdowns in there. That's a problem, especially when you're playing a team like Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss wins this game. Texas A&M at LSU.
So I got to see LSU close up last Saturday. They lost one of their offensive linemen, upperclassmen. At one point, they had 3 freshmen playing on the offensive line. In the SEC, if you're lining up with freshmen on the O-line, you're in trouble. Whit Weeks was out last week. I haven't heard his status for this week. But I saw something from the Ole Miss, the LSU defensive coordinator that they were doing with Harold Perkins. They were using their best defender as a spy on Diego Pavia. And I suspect Blake Baker is going to do that again. He's going to take Harold Perkins out of the game. He's going to leave him as a spy on Marcel Reed. And you don't do that. You find somebody else to be that spy. You don't take your best defensive player out of the equation to be a spy. That's not how you win football games in the SEC. You don't win football games in the SEC with 3 freshmen on the offensive line. I think Texas A&M goes in there and wins probably about 7 to 10 points at LSU.
James.
Yeah, I mean, look, Texas A&M is ranked 3rd in the nation for a reason, not only for the fact that they're undefeated, but they're playing some awesome football right now. And we all know that LSU, when it's a night game, especially because this game is being played at 7:30 at night, it is a very dangerous and hostile environment. You got over 100,000 people drunk as hell, screaming at the top of their lungs, but I mean, look, College Station can be just as loud and just as ruckus. Yeah, and not to mention who did LSU play last week? Vandy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think after that loss to Vanderbilt, I think A&M is just going to be kicking LSU while they're down, and not to mention like I said, the loss to Vandy just sucked the energy out of LSU, and it showed what we knew all along about Brian Kelly. He's a fraud.
I don't disagree. Emily.
Sorry, the boy was screaming.
I heard Texas A&M at LSU.
Texas A&M.
Of course, the Bama fan would say that. I don't blame her.
Gary.
Yeah, give me Texas A&M. I'm gonna say by at least 14.
All right, so here, just real quick synopsis, because I know we're stretching time here. The problem is LSU can't run the ball, and you have to outscore Texas A&M, and they're not going to be able to do that. They're just not. Texas A&M big. All right, so North Dakota State at South Dakota State, 1 versus 2 at the FCS level. What you got, Chris?
I'm going to preface my comment on this game by saying, for the people crying that game day is in Nashville, Tennessee for Vanderbilt and Missouri this weekend, and crying that it's not in at the FCS game for this, shut your ass up. They've been to this game 4 times in the last 12 years. They haven't been to Vanderbilt since 2008. They've never been to Missouri. Go cry in the river. That said, we all know what happened in the playoffs last year. South Dakota State was the heavy favorite, playing North Dakota State at home, and North Dakota State broke their boot off in their ass. North Dakota State wins this game.
James.
Yes, a battle of who's the most boring state in the country, North Dakota or South Dakota. But I will say this. I'm taking North Dakota State simply because anytime that ESPN, back when they were actually talking about sports and Carson Wentz was going there, and they were actually talking about the FBS, it was nothing but North Dakota State. They've been keeping that trend going. And for that, I'm going with North Dakota State on this one.
Emily. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say North Dakota State at South Dakota State.
I'm going with North Dakota State, too.
Okay. Carrie.
I disagree with James. I don't think the Dakotas are the most boring states. I would give that title to Wyoming. But as far as this game goes, yeah. Excuse me. I got North Dakota State.
I too have North Dakota State. But not by a lot. I don't think it's going to be an ass woman. Shout out to the 68 people watching right now. For our final prediction, Citadel at Furman.
So I actually did some research on this game. I'm going with Citadel.
James.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Citadel as well. They look like they're sitting at 3-4 right now. They look like they need a win, and I think a win against Furman is definitely a game that they can get back on track and get to 500.
Yeah, this is the second biggest rivalry game in the state, by the way, behind South Carolina Clemson. This is a big deal. This is a hated rivalry. Emily, Citadel at Furman.
I'm going with Citadel, too.
All right. Carrie.
Keep the brooms going. Go Citadel.
So here's the thing. Furman should be good, but they're not. And Citadel's head coach, Maurice Drayton, we've had him on the show. And we met him in person, Emily and I. We actually met him in person. You talk like all those other coaches there, they didn't really want to talk, but he was the one head coach. Like, yeah, let me tell you about what we're doing here. Absolutely love the guy. But with that being said, Citadel's a better football team right now than Furman is. Kind of hoping to fire Satterfield's sorry ass and give Billy Napier the job. So just so y'all know, Florida just fired Billy Napier. Billy Napier played his college football at Furman. That's why I said I would like him there.
When home calls, you go home.
Correct. And I want him there.
Yep.
Billy Napier, wildly successful.
Oh, my cord.
All right. Time for the final subject.
You Lord, oh Lord, you Lord, for Sunday. You Lord, oh Lord, you Lord.
Chris, final thoughts.
So final thoughts. So normally during a college football season, I am a shit talker. I will be in smack groups talking all kinds of smack. I will be chirping at people. And ask Andrew, and ask James. They were here the last 2 years when we were under a different umbrella at the chirping that I'd like to do. I haven't done that much this year, and there's a reason why. This ride has been special. When you've been a fan like I have for 35 years of a program that is oftentimes referred to as the doormat of the SEC, they're the brunt of jokes year in and year out. You're used to taking 56-0 beatdowns, 65-0 beatdowns. It gets hard sometimes. But as a fan, I predicted early before the season we'd go 8-4. This season has turned out much better than I thought. And I'm just enjoying the ride. This has been the funnest ride of my life. Watching this team grow and get the love that they're getting in the media. Let's just hope it continues.
I got you. James.
Yeah, so this season has been insane to watch. Like you said last week, they're 6-1 for the first time since 1950. What really blew me away was going into the game against Alabama. They were undefeated for the first time in 80 years. And I was like, yeah, definitely enjoy this ride. But tomorrow's definitely going to be a fun one. Tomorrow morning at 11, I got an interview with 511 Tactical Store. I've been to a location in El Paso to get ready for one of the schools I was doing in the Army. Great store. Looking forward to working there. And as always, be sure to check out tomorrow the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show you will find on social media. No Mercy Sports, baby.
Love it. Emily, final thoughts.
Goodness, this boy is driving me crazy. Sorry. He just tried to cardboard whip my computer. But, great show. I'm ready for this Halloween special. So, y'all will be interested to see what Andrew shall be dressed up as.
I can't wait. It's not horror. I'm just, Halloween.
Since, he has given me free reign.
I have.
Cup of yogurt.
Oh, God. No. I'm not cleaning up the mess afterwards.
That's disgusting.
No, that's the costume.
I know.
Terry, final thoughts.
Well, I'm still waiting to get that phone call, but I won't go off with that one because it down last time. I was excited. I've read something not really sports related, but they're gonna be Toys R Us is coming back.
Yes.
So they're opening 30 locations right now, starting out. 3 of them are in Texas, and I'm super stoked about it. I don't care if they're not going to have those toys that I was collecting here you see hanging on my wall, but they're going to have some toys. I know I'm going to find some I'm like, because it is awesome. As far as football goes, this hasn't been the season I was hoping for, but I'm seeing the bright points that have come out for recent firings, and I'm hoping that this helps with recruiting as well. Because that they could have decent coaching and some talents, but you still have to compete with that trash college across the way with recruiting, which is something we've lacked probably for 15 plus years. So I'm hoping with this that I could see the program being on the up and up, or starting to over the next few seasons, and maybe one day before I die, can witness some wins in the national championship, because that's the only team that I have not seen win a championship of all my favorite teams. They've won one, but I wasn't born in the 50s. Chris probably was, but not me.
Not quite.
All right. Appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for watching Villains, the podcast, only on the Villain Media Network. As always, I want to finish with the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the reason that I'm here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And with that being said, Matthew 24:13.